From a completely out of control Kaiser to Akira, sick of being useless and wanting to do something with his life. Welcome to my channel, and in this chapter of the manga, we'll see how Kaiser abandons his selfish ways and reaches a new level of ego. Let's get started with this video. But before we dive into this chapter review, let's do a quick recap of the previous chapters. Also, remember that I upload reviews of Blue Lock manga chapters every week, so you can check out my channel and watch a summary of last week's chapter. In the previous chapters, Isagi had humiliated Kaiser, leaving him looking like the clown he is. And we discovered a lot about Kaiser's past, and how he got the Kaneki treatment. Moreover, Kaiser realized that the only way to beat Isagi was to abandon his ego, and everything he had achieved and wanted to protect, to focus on the root of his ego, the love for his ball, and the friends he's made along the way. Now, let's analyze the new chapter. We start the video with Isagi analyzing Kaiser's slick moves, and Kaiser totally losing his mind, with those black eyes that mean a character is about to awaken in Blue Lock. This is crucial because we might be witnessing the inevitable awakening of the schizophrenic Kaiser, something essential to nullify his place in the future. I think this is important because it's the first time, or at least I believe so, that we are seeing Isagi capable of predicting other players' awakenings, a pretty OP skill. What's next for Isagi? Copying Shiri's speed. Isagi is totally broken, guys. We've seen this in previous chapters, where he realized that a good way to stop other players is by predicting their future awakenings. But back to the chapter, Isagi moves across the field, with the ball in his control, and Kurona appears beside him, telling him to combo up to score in the next place. To which Isagi nods. Isagi and Kurona, best of friendos. Suddenly, the guy with the crown complex shows up, blocking Isagi directly. In the next play, Isagi mocks Karasu. With attention on Isagi, he can pass the ball to Kurona. Kurona intercepts the pass and makes a masterful play, ending by passing the ball to Hiyori, completing the triple pass. But then, everything goes to shit. Kaiser blocks the play.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
Kaiser, in the full awakening mode, had predicted the triple pass between Isagi, Hiyori, and Kurona. Right after intercepting the pass, he heads to the goal. Meanwhile, Raichi gets super pissed at Kaiser for blocking Isagi's plays, which is common. Imagine being Raichi and watching the forwards on your team constantly undermine each other. On the other hand, Isagi realizes that Kaiser, unable to nullify him directly, is nullifying his teammates. This, he thinks, would be his only possible move. In other words, Kaiser's pattern has changed completely, and now we are with Kaiser, who is dominating the ball. Ness appears beside him, suggesting they make another play together, but then, something unpredicted happens. Kaiser gives Ness the middle finger and passes the ball to Raichi, something that hadn't happened until now. Everyone is shocked. Ness, Raichi, Isagi, and others. Ness can't believe it. Kaiser doesn't want anything to do with him anymore and prefers the Shark Boy. But this way, Kaiser and Raichi manage to break through Nanase and Tokimitsu's defense. Kaiser is abandoning who he was, accepting that to beat Isagi, he has to change his strategy, and his boyfriend too. He has no other choice, and this of course will be a new way for him to beat Isagi, or at least he thinks. Raichi passes the ball back to Kaiser, but Rin intercepts it, calling him too predictable and uncreative. Rin takes the ball and Kaiser collapses to the ground, humiliated once again. Just another strike for the Tiger. But personally, there is something different with Kaiser now. He's no longer the same. Now Kaiser is trying to change, leaving his ego behind to improve in football, and not just settle for what he already has. Now he's fighting to be the best. And then something happens that no one could expect from Kaiser. He's realizing that in life, you can obsess over protecting what you already have. You have to fight and destroy it, and rebuild yourself infinitely to win the toughest battles. And he thanks Isagi. Kaiser is a total philosopher, and he's thanking Isagi. What's next? Kiora doing something useful. And so, Kaiser's ego has been annihilated by himself, and like a phoenix, he rises to keep fighting. Is it just me, or is he gaining the respect of all the fans? But back to the topic, the ball is stolen by Raichi and Kurona from Rin, and then we see Karasu looking stunned at everything happening on the field. I mean, Shido can score with Kunigami's pressure, Isagi is unstoppable, and not only that, Kaiser is changing. If PXG was a screw before, now they are even more so. And this is what Hiyori is thinking right now. Hiyori thinks, right now, Bastard has two fronts. One front is composed of Isagi, and the other is composed of Kaiser. Both forwards very difficult to counter. Isagi, who has his American double volley shot, and Kaiser, who has his special shot. And not only that, Kaiser is now taking different strategies on his own, making Bastard plays harder to reach. Meanwhile, Kurona passes the ball to Isagi, and in this panel, you can see all the players on the opposing team completely shocked by what's happening right now. The most complicated counterattack to stop is coming. But if that weren't enough, there is more. Now Kira appears with a look and aura typical of players about about to awaken. Will Kira finally be able to do something useful with his life? We'll find out in the next chapter, because this is where it ends. In the end, a lot of things happen in this chapter. However, there are many other things we can highlight. Number 1. Kaiser finally seems to be waking up, and he is no longer the second least favorite character. Now he's passing the ball to players who are in Ness. It might not seem like a big deal, but in the long run, this allows Kaiser and Bastard to open up the possibility of Kaiser collaborating with Isagi once more. Not only that, Kaiser has ended up destroying his ego by tanking Isagi. I mean, Kaiser has had more development than Guts, and we almost didn't notice. Number 2. In the next chapter, big things are coming. I predict it's very likely that Bastard can score the goal of their lives. Isagi has been able to read Kaiser's awakening, and precisely because of what Hiyori commented in this chapter, it will be much more difficult for PXG to read Bastard's plays quickly. Without a doubt, I think a goal from Isagi or another forwards is coming in the next chapter, and if Kira is the one who wakes up and scores, well, who knows? We'll find out in the next chapter. Number 3. Here we are at point 3, and Kira seems to be waking up. Remember, Kira has the ability to use his center of gravity to his advantage. He's very good at winning the ball in 1 versus 1s. I don't want to get my hopes up, but maybe in the next chapter we'll see more of Kaiora, and if we are really lucky, he might be the one to score the next goal. Number 4. I really feel that PHG has a lot of problems right now. As Karasu said in this chapter, Shiro can counter Kunigami, Charles can make passes that Kiri doesn't intercept, Karasu can intercept Isagi's passes. In short, they're pretty screwed, and I don't really know how they can fight against Bastard. They're going to have to make a lot of adjustment because things are pretty tough for them. And that's all for today. I hope you liked the video. Give it a like, subscribe, and check out my online store where I sell shirts. Greetings, and see you the next time.